What's good, my family? Gamer Dad's back in the house, and today we're going to be doing something a little more serious, if you will. So, I don't normally do this kind of stuff. I am doing a commentary today because I am very frustrated with what I've seen today. Now, this is old, so I'm a little bit late to the game, and if you don't like it, then let me know, and I won't do something like this ever again, I promise. What I need you to tell me is that if I'm wrong in my assessment of this, because I'm a huge Joe Rogan fan, have been for a long time. I'm assuming that a lot of people out there are. But he's got a lot of followers, a lot of fans, a lot of subscribers between YouTube and Spotify. And a lot of people do love him. Also, a lot of people hate him. A lot of people paint him in a bad light, and they make him look like a bigot they just make him look bad. Now this video is no different than that. I used to be a big fan of Viral Vision. I watched a lot of stuff that they did. I will not be doing that anymore. I'll probably be unsubscribing. I'm not very happy with what they did here. Like I said, I'm a little bit late to the game. I didn't know this was out. But before we get into this any further, do me a favor, please, and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and drop a comment in the box and tell me if you enjoyed the video. Now the title is my biggest problem. The title is one of my biggest problems with this. Is that it says 10 more times Joe Rogan lost his temper with a guest alive. Now, that right there is false. Altogether, it's false. I will be skipping through a lot of this just to get to the juicy parts, or if that's what you want to call them. There's nothing in this video. It's ridiculous. There's nothing in this video. It's completely fabricated, cut and clipped and made to look like something it isn't. This guy shamelessly made Joe Rogan, or tried to make Joe Rogan look bad in this video. And I'm going to show you what I mean. Please stick with me while I do this. So we're going to go to full screen here. We're going to go to full screen here. Here we go.
Rogan Experience is by far and large one of, if not the biggest podcast out there right now. The Joe Rogan Experience is the Joe Rogan.
So here we go. I had to rewind it a couple times because it's being a pain in the ass, but here we go.
The Joe Rogan Experience is by far and large one of, if not the biggest podcast out there right now. It's certainly number one on Spotify because they're trying to keep it no matter what. And while many go the way you'd think, others do take a turn. We'll break it down for you. But before we do that, go ahead and do us a favor by leaving a like on the video, subscribing to the video.
Well, yeah, I mean, look at that. He's practicing the
Number one. Watch this, please, because Joe Rogan is just expressing how he feels about this particular video with Steven Seagal and how fake it is and how obviously fake it is. And this guy's trying to defend him. I don't see Joe Rogan lose his temper once. He didn't get mad. He didn't freak out on him. Just watch.
Technique. And practicing technique, you either cooperate or your arm breaks.
Well, this isn't even cooperate.
I'm going to fast forward.
Throwing work against AA Division I wrestler. He's going to shoot on this guy, and this guy's going to be on his head in seconds. It just doesn't work.
Joe Rogan has been a commentator for UFC.
What should he look for?
Exposition, I think, and I think it was in Japan. Maybe an
exhibition or exposition?
I think it was exhibition.
There's a lot of fuckery when it comes to martial arts, and a lot of people that get trapped into all this fuckery. And I've met a lot of people that are very intelligent people that swear that their sensei is the guy that has the answers to all this jazz. This motherfucker's not stopping anybody from taking him down.
And this guy is like, right, okay, and just agreeing with everything he says, like, very submissive. He is not trying to fight his point. He's not trying to argue with Joe. Joe doesn't get mad at him once.
Joe acknowledged that as a very interesting martial art, and yet said that he didn't really feel it matched up to all the other various martial arts because of its techniques and beliefs.
And that's not what he said. He said that there's a lot of fuckery and that it's fake. He did not say any of that.
I'm telling you right now, that old dude was clothesline technique. Well, this is hard to see with that kind of shit.
It's
Those
also
demonstrations
it's also
are so
hard to it's
fucking
also hard
foolish.
to pick apart, from here. If you were in the dojo watching the footwork, you might.
There's this old judo, but the way he moved was logical. I mean, I understood that what he was.
Tell me that he's being irrational or angry at all. He's not. I don't get it. Okay, so we're gonna move forward. Now I'm skipping the Brian Redband thing because I think everybody's seen it. Everybody's came across it. Everybody knows what happened with him and Brian. It was very uncomfortable. I don't want to relive it. This one is one with him and Jamie Kilstein. He's talking about a joke that he made and that he had some backlash for, and Joe Rogan just expresses his feelings on it, and he doesn't get mad at him at all. He doesn't lose his temper. He just expresses his feelings and said it was fucked up. I don't understand why they're grasping at straws here.
So I am known as this male feminist, which again, and it kind of becomes my thing. So I go on your show.
That part was ignored conveniently.
The whole part where he's just like, what's funny about it? And like,
Right.
that's a good, technically, that's an anti-rape joke, right?
Exactly. Which, if you know Daniel, that's how he thinks. I mean,
Right.
He's not a bad guy in
No,
any sense of the word.
and that's a great way, but that has to do with these echo chambers where I'm like, well, I didn't fucking hear that part of
Right.
it.
Here's one that featured comedian Jamie Kilstein.
Now, they cut whole sections out of that conversation to make it convenient for them to make Joe look bad. They still didn't do a very good job of that.
And the results were not funny at all. During an episode, the two got into a talk about a joke that Jamie had done during a sketch about assaulting women.
Just started screaming like, don't talk about it. And like, so they ignored her the whole time. And my girlfriend and I would look over, and then she would like have another sip of her drink and watch the show and giggle, and then rape would come up, and she was like, stop, and she would just scream, but like she didn't
just.
And I'm not trying to
For
sound
the sake of
victim-y, by
honesty,
the way.
but
Yeah.
for the sake of honesty, the real issue came not just because of that, but because of your characterization.
The next day.
Yeah.
Totally. So the next day,
There's a video out about it that someone put together called the Kilstein.
I'm baffled. Lost his temper with that guy too. Okay, so now this one, at one point, the King and the Sting host, Brian Callen, had said something about how if he gets bullied, he'll come to your house and fucking kill you. And Joe Rogan's like, dude, listen, man. Like, you have been around people that let you talk like that, and they feed into your narcissism and the way you act, and they think, and you get this positive feedback from them, so you keep talking like that. But stop that shit. And that was, dude, what Joe Rogan did was completely justified. He didn't do anything wrong. This one's ridiculous, so I'm not even going to include it. Again, we're skipping past that one. This one is just absolutely ridiculous.
It's rather sickening. Joe Rogan brought on comedian and TV host Adam Conover to discuss the issue of transgender people once, and Adam made his thoughts clear when he noted
the experience of being trans and not receiving hormones, right, and not having the body that you identify with, the feeling of dysphoria, right, is extremely like painful and is a condition unto itself, right.
But now, listen, Joe is giving him the time of day. He is letting him talk. He is hearing him out. He's trying to understand what he's saying. And he is putting his best foot forward to hear what this guy has to say. But everything he says is contradicting, like, another point he's trying to make. So I don't understand, again, why they're saying that Joe attacked him or was lost his temper with him or got angry with him. He didn't.
Joe was very quick to point out issues with that philosophy.
The best treatment for that we know exists is to do gender confirmation via hormones. And
you know that doesn't affect the suicide rate. The suicide rate for trans.
That is 100% true. That is proven. And I have watched Joe on many occasions, particularly with Ben Shapiro, when he was defending transgender and gay people, gay men and women, about them having the orientation that they have is genetic, and it's something that they can't change about themselves. And to ask them to change it is like asking a guy who wants to have sex with a woman that he has to have sex with guys. He's like, that's not fair to do to somebody. I don't care what your religion is. I don't care what your belief is. You can't force somebody to do something they don't want to do. It's wrong. You can't do that. And him and Ben Shapiro got into quite a, like, it wasn't a heated argument. It was just quite a rhetoric about it. Like, they had a very long conversation about it, and Joe made his point of view very, very, very obvious. So everything that all the points they're trying to make in this are bullshit.
People's very high, post-op and pre-op. Really doesn't get affected by whether or not you treat them.
Well, the operation,
The question could be,
misconception is
why is that? Is that because they're not accepted by society and we're not more loving?
This fear is even more prevalent now, and so those who are out there trying to fix transgender people should hear Rogan's words and back off. Number 2, Joey Diaz.
Do you feel
And to say that he ever once lost his temper with Joey Diaz, he's had to tell Joey Diaz to shut the fuck up once in a while when he's saying some off-color shit on his podcast. But he's never lost his temper with him. He's never gotten mad at Joey. Him and Joey are brothers. They are fucking brothers. The fact that you put this in there, Viral Vision, whoever the hell you are, the fact that you put this in there is insulting. It's ridiculous. I can't believe that you even dared put this in as part of it. You should be ashamed of yourself. And now my last point here. My very last point. So the video is called, and now here's my very last point. The video is called 10 More Times Joe Rogan Lost His Temper with a Guest Live. And so now they bring up this conversation, or this apology that he made for saying the N-word. This isn't even pertaining to him losing his temper with anybody. It has nothing to do with it. It's about the controversy surrounding him using the N-word in a video, saying that the word it's a very strange word. It's a very strange word because if we say it, if a white guy says it, it is considered very controversial and offensive, but black guys and black women can say it, and they use it as a term of endearment, as an affirmation of joy, as a positive affirmation, as a negative affirmation, as a greeting, as an insult, as they use it in rap music, they use it in movies. It gets used everywhere. And he was just saying it's a very weird word. He said the word. He shouldn't have said the word. He apologized. I don't understand why this video is in there.
Most regretful and shameful thing that I've ever had to talk about publicly. There's a video that's out that's a compilation of me saying the N-word. It's a video that's made of clips taken out of context of me of 12 years of conversations on my podcast.
And that brings us to a time recently when he lost it in terms of an apology. Rogan was called out for using the N-word in previous podcasts over the years. As such, he made an apology video that he posted online.
Now,
Lost what? That he lost it in terms of an apology. Lost what? Lost what, Viral Vision? You tell me what you mean. Lost what? You're making no sense. It's bullshit. You're grasping at straws here. You're putting a video together for people to watch and shamelessly making somebody look bad so you get views. Fuck you and fuck your channel. That's bullshit.
I know that to most people, there's no context where a white person is ever allowed to say that word, never mind publicly on a podcast. And I agree with that now. I haven't said it in years, but for a long time, I thought as long as it was in context, people would understand what I was doing. I was also talking about how there's not another word like it in the entire English language is allowed to use it. And they can use it term of
Time that the word should never have been in his mouth.
it could be lyrics to a rap song.
Back at one point in time, like The Rock backed out of supporting him after they heard what he said. The musician who called him out noted that the word should never have been in his mouth.
It could be lyrics to
I'm not saying that they're wrong. But if you would have watched the conversation that they had, if you would have seen the conversation that he had said it in, you would understand that he did not use the word maliciously in any form. He didn't mean it as an insult. He was just talking about the word. Yes, he should not have said the word. It shouldn't have been said. I don't say the word ever unless I'm in my car with the windows rolled up, rapping to a song. And yes, I do. So fuck you. I'll do it with my windows rolled up. I've been listening to rap since I was 12 years old. I'm saying that word. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
To a rap song, it could be a positive affirmation. It's a very unusual word, but it's not my word to address.
Thinks he's
To make the story
about the COVID vaccine. Sadly, he hasn't apologized for many of the other things he's done, like talking lies about the COVID vaccine, but we'll take what...
Really, dude? Really? Talking lies about the COVID vaccine. He never once talked lies about the COVID vaccine. Never once. He said that he did what he did to cure himself or to treat himself while he had COVID. He took certain medications that people gave him shit for, so that he was taking horse dewormer, and it wasn't horse dewormer. You guys, you're going to regret making this video one day. You're going to regret making this video one day, because you're going to meet Joe Rogan, and you're going to find out that he's a real, genuinely good person. And the fact that you did this to make him look bad makes you look pretty pathetic. I'm very frustrated with this video, and when I'm very frustrated with this video, and when I'm done watching this, when I'm done doing this reaction, I will be unsubscribing to your channel. I'm not interested in your content anymore. The fact that you use it as a platform to tear down other content creators, other podcasters, other entertainers is garbage. So you have a good one. Gamer Dad's out. I love y'all. You guys have a good one. Gamer Dad's out. You guys also have a good one. And I love y'all. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.